All right, what's up, guys? We've got the Philadelphia Athletics here against the Washington Senators on this is what May 11th, 1908. Quick look at the standings here. Athletics are half a game behind the Red Sox, 14-10. Red Sox, of course, 15-10, and Washington has moved up to sixth at 10-13. Only 4 games out of first place because everybody is even with everybody else so far in this replay. Unusual this point in time of the season to see so much parity. Here now is Eddie Collins for the Athletics. Collins rolls a 31 for a 9 against Charlie Smith. That'll be a base hit over short, and that'll bring up Danny Murphy, runner on at first base. Eddie, of course, not very fast, and he was a older player, as many of us forget. Here now, Danny Murphy hitting 290. His roll is a 61 for a 40, changed to 37, and that's a throw by Charlie Smith, over to first base to pick off Collins. That's why you don't hit and run with him. So 1 away, and here's Murphy still. He rolls a 53 for a 16, changed to 21. That's going to be a ground ball over to first base, and Freeman makes an error on that one, and Murphy ends up over on first. That'll bring up Rube Oldring with runner on at first, 1 out, top of the first. Rolls a 45 for a 14. That's going to be a walk by Charlie Smith, and that'll bring up Harry Davis. Davis is hitting 225. Smith now has given up 15 bases on balls against 14 strikeouts. Davis will swing away here, of course. 12 RBIs this season. Roll for him is a 61 for a 37, changed to a 40, and that's going to be a little ground ball past the pitcher over to second, and it is Delahanty makes the play, throws to first for the out, but both runners move up. 2 away, and here's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell, as you'll recall, is the Hartzell who was the subject of all of those rumors and all of that fighting back in 1900. He is hitting so far 256 this season with only 7 men driven in. And he rolls a 35 for a 14, so he'll take his base, and that loads him, and it'll be Simon Nichols. Nichols is hitting 195, 244 on base percentage, 286 the slugging. Not very good, but it's 1908. His roll is a 15 for a 10. That's going to be a single over third, and that'll score 2. Hartzell goes to third. Nichols then will steal second, and that makes this a 2-0 game just like that. And here comes Ossie Schrecken, goes the catcher. 2-0 Athletics here, early going, and Smith having some problems. Aussie's rolls a 23 for a 32. Fly ball to right field. Climbers got that for the out, and we go finally to the bottom of the first inning. Jim Delahanty up there against Rube Vickers. Rube, 4-2 this season, 1.34 ERA. The roll by Delahanty is a 46 for 13. He strikes out, 1 away. Here's Bill Shipka. Bill's rolls a 51 for a 9. That'll be a single over short, and that'll bring up Otis Clymer. Runner on first, and 1 out here, bottom of the first inning. Otis will roll a 42 for a 13 and strikes out, 2 away. Here is John Warner. And John rolls a 41 for a 28. It'll be a ground ball over to shortstop, and Nichols has it, throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the second inning. It'll be Jimmy Collins here for the Athletics. He's the faster of the two. Collins rolls an 11 for a 0. Next rolls a 66 for a 2, and that'll be a triple to left center field. That brings up the pitcher, Vickers. 2-0 ball game. Infield will come in. Vickers, of course, hitting 150. He'll swing away. And his roll, you see that one's a 66 for a 6, and that's going to be a double for Vickers over straight to right field. That'll score the run. It's 3-0 Athletics. Here now is Eddie Collins again. He was 1 for 1 with that single back in the first inning, and he rolls an 11. Boy, I haven't seen this much power for quite some time. Somebody brought the power company out, the electric company. Next rolls a 25 for a 2, and that's a triple to deep center field. It's a 4-0 game for Philadelphia. Danny Murphy up there now with Collins on at third, and they're going to leave the infield back. Charlie Smith, by the way, 1-5 this season, 3.10 ERA, and 275 batted against average. He's not going to last long here as Murphy rolls at 44 for an 8. It's a fly ball over to right field. Climbers got that for the out, but the run scores. That's the first out only. Rube Oldring now 5-0. 3 runs in this inning for the Athletics. Oldring rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a single, and then he steals second, and that's probably going to be the end here for Smith. So Smith doesn't last very long, and we're going to look for some long-term relief. Cates is what I'm thinking. Maybe somebody else. Bert Keeley's maybe the other one. Cates or Keeley, and it's going to be Cates. I'm just sort of deciding this at random. So Cates will come in as the relief pitcher for the Senators. Down 5-0 already. He's only at the top of the second. 6 hits already for the Athletics. And this roll here is a 53 for a 19. And so Cates comes in and promptly hits Harry Davis with the pitch. So that'll bring up Topsy Hartzell. Runners on at first and second here for the Athletics. Again, only 1 out. Hartzell's roll is a 32 for a 26. It's a little pop-up to Delahanty, the second baseman, and there's 2 away. Here's Simon Nichols. Nichols, 1 for 1 today, drove in 2 with a single and stole a base. And his roll, you saw that, is a 66 for a 0, so somebody did something hot with my dice. Next roll is a 34 for an 11, so that'll be a single that will score 1. Davis goes to third, and then Nichols steals another base, making it to second. 2 outs. Aussie Schreckenghost is up there, and it's a 6-0 game for the Athletics. Top of the second. Schreckenghost rolls a 24 for a 13, and there a long last is the final out. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be George McBride here for the Senators. Senators 10-13 this season and haven't been playing quite as well as you would think. McBride rolls a 46 for a 29. Come back over to Vickers, the pitcher, throws the first, 1 away. Here's Jerry Freeman. Freeman rolls a 36 for a 33. There's a little E-roll. His rolls a 26, just missing the range. There's a pop-up over to second base, and it will be Eddie Collins who gets that for the out. 2 away. Here's Bob Gainley. Bob rolls a 51 for a 9. That'll be a single, and then he's caught trying to steal. We go to the top of the third. Senators have not been playing that well this season, as I've been saying, and the Athletics are surprisingly good. Here's Jimmy Collins. Collins rolls a 54 for a 45. There's a little E-roll, and it's a 12. It's within the range. It's changed to 19. That'll be an error on Shipka. That's the second error committed by the Athletics so far. That brings up Rube Vickers. No need to bunt, of course. Vickers rolls a 32 for a 26. It's going to be a ground ball over to second base. Delahanty flips over to McBride at short, and they get the lead runner, but that's all. 1 away. It's Eddie Collins, who's 2 for 2 today with a single and a triple. And there he is again. Rolls a 66 for a 0. More power, and he rolls a 61 for a 6. So this is like home improvement. He rolls a 26 out of the range. More power, and Vickers goes over to third. Collins gets a double. There's only 1 out. Runners on at second or third here again for Danny Murphy. Murphy's 0 for 1, drove in 1 and scored. That 1 at bat he was charged, he got on base on an error. Murphy rolls a 41 for a 28. That's a ground ball to short. McBride throws to first, and a run scores. So it's 7-0 now. Athletics 2 away, top to third. Here's Rube Oldring. Rube rolls a 52 for a 27. Ground ball to left side. Shipka has it, throws to first, and we go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Clyde Milan here for the Senators. Milan rolls a 64 for a 29. Comebacker to Rube Vickers, who throws to first, 1 away. Eli Cates, only his 3rd plate appearance this season. And he rolls a 26 for a 22. Changed to 15. That'll be a fly ball left field. Hartzell has it for the out, 2 away. Jim Delahanty now rolls a 31 for an 8, and that's going to be a fly ball to center. Oldring has it for the out. We go to the top of the 4th. Harry Davis here for the Athletics. 7 runs, 8 hits for Philadelphia. Nothing, no runs for the Senators, and 2 hits. Senators have the 2 errors of the ball game. Davis rolls a 42 for a 14, and he'll take his base, and that brings up Topsy Hartzell with the runner on at first. Topsy rolls a 16 for a 26. Ground ball, second base. Delahanty flips over to McBride. They get the lead runner, but that's all. 1 away. Simon Nichols it is now. I'm realizing I'm kind of out of focus a little bit. Nichols rolls a 13 for a 39, changed to 36. It's going to be a wild pitch, and Hartzell moves up to second. Nichols then still up there. Runner on at second now with 1 out, top of the 4th. This is a 36 for a 33. It's a pop-up to shortstop, and it will be McBride making that catch for the out. There's 2 away. And here now is Aussie Schreckenghost. And so Aussie rolls a 64 for a 29. It's going to be a a ground ball over to Freeman, the first baseman. He flips over to Cates covering at the bag, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. 7-0 the score still. And here's Bill Shipka for Washington. Shipka rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a base hit, and then he steals second. Hit number 3 for the Senators, and that'll bring up Otis Clymer. 7-0 Athletics. This game ended before it started. Clymer rolls a 64 for a 13 and strikes out. That's strikeout number 3 for Rube Vickers. He has 29 this season. 1 away. John Warner rolls a 62 for a 12, and that's another strikeout. 4 today for Vickers. 2 gone. Here's George McBride. And McBride rolls a 31 for a 14, and he'll walk. And that's the first walk given up now by Rube. And here will be Jerry Freeman. It's a little bit of 3 true-out baseball, except without home runs. It's 1908. Freeman rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball right field. Murphy's got that for the out. We go to the top of the 5th. Still 7-0 Athletics. It'll be Jimmy Collins here for Philadelphia. Rolls a 43 for a 29. Comebacker to Cates. Throws to first. 1 away. Rube Vickers up there now. 1 for 2 today. Grounded into a fielder's choice, after which he did score, and then also had a double, driving in a run and scoring another run. Not every day your pitcher scores 2. He rolls a 31 for a 23, change to 40. That's a foul ball. We'll try it again. This time it's a 26 for 13, so he strikes out. That's what we expect to see him do. 2 away, and here's Eddie Collins, who's 3 for 3 today. Single, triple, double. He could do it, but it will be rare for him to hit the cycle. He hits a 33 for a 0. That gives him a chance. And it's a 42 for a 6. Now he needs an 11 or a 12. And it's a 14. That's how close he came to hitting this for the cycle. How about that? Another double for Collins. He's now 4 for 4. That'll bring up Danny Murphy now. Runner on a second, 2 outs, top of the 5th. 7-0 Athletics. It's all downhill from here as Murphy rolls a 16, changed to an 18. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, McBride. That allows Collin to reach third, and we have runners on the corners for the Athletics. Third error charged to the Senators, and here is Rube Oldring. Oldring rolls a 46 for a 29. Comebacker over to Cates, who throws to first for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-0 the score. Here's Bob Gainley. Bob rolls a 36 for 33. Pop-up over second baseman. Eddie Collins has that 1 away. Clyde Milan now. He'll roll a 36 for 33, and there is a little E-roll. 46 is the outcome. That's another pop-up. Second base this time. Eddie Collins has got that. 2 gone. Eli Cates rolls a 26 for 22, change to 19. That'll be a line drive over to the third baseman, Jimmy Collins, who grabs that one, and we go to the top of the 6th. It'll be Harry Davis here for the Athletics. Davis rolls a 15 for an 11, single to left field, and then he's easily stolen second. So nobody out. Runner on at second here for Topsy Hartzell, 10th hit for the Athletics. Hartzell today 0 for 2, but he did walk. Rolls a 54 for 45, fly ball right field. It's going to be easy for Clymer, 1 away. Simon Nichols now. He rolls a 41 for 28, ground ball shortstop. McBride throws to first. The runner has to hold, of course, 2 away, and it's Aussie Schreckengos. He'll roll a 24 for a 13 and strike out, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jim Delahanty's up for the Senators, who are behind, as far behind as you can get. Delahanty rolls a 22 for a 7, single to right field. Only the 4th hit of the game here for Washington. That'll bring up Bill Shipka. No point in bunting, of course. Rolls a 36 for a 33. And Little E-roll will be a 31 out of the range. As a pop-up over to the left side, it's going to be Jimmy Collins making that catch. 1 away. Otis Clymer's up next. I guess you could bunt, but there's no point. You're down by 7. You're not going to get it happening if you're bunting down by 7. Ground ball rolls a 26 for a 27. Ground ball over to third base. Collins flips over to the other Collins at second. They only get the lead runner, however, 2 away, and here's John Warner. I mean, I guess you could argue that probably in real life in 1908 they would still be bunting because that's just what you do. Sort of like today where in a bunt situation you swing away. John Warner rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball over to center field. Oldring's got that. We go to the top of the 7th. So you could argue that, yeah, bunting would be the right thing to do there, but I make the rules. I'm managing both teams. We're not going to bunt when you're down by 7. That's ridiculous. Jimmy Collins leads this off, rolls a 12 for a 24. Ground ball shortstop. McBride throws to first. 1 away. Rube Vickers. And Rube rolls a 23 for 32. Fly ball right field. Clymer's got that for the out. 2 gone. Here's Eddie Collins. Eddie rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball shortstop. McBride on to first. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It will be George McBride after making that good play. And 7-0 the score. Rube Vickers looks strong. Roll by McBride, 65 for a 35. A foul ball over to the left side. Jimmy Collins has that for the out. 1 away. Jerry Freeman now. He rolls a 36 for a 33. There is a little E-roll, and it's a 22 within the range. It'll be the first error there on the Athletics that's charged Eddie Collins as he boots that ground ball. Brings up Bob Gainley with a runner on at first. Again, hit and run, but you're not going to hit and run for 7 runs. Gainley rolls a 54 for a 45. There is a little E-roll. It's a 34 out of the range. So it's a fly ball right field. Murphy's got that for the out, 2 away, and here's Clyde Milan. And Milan's roll 46 for a 27. That's going to be a ground ball over to third base. It'll be one Collins throwing to the other Collins. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Danny Murphy leads this off, top of the 8th inning, 7-0 lead for the Athletics. Murphy rolls a 36 for a 33, and here's the little E roll. It's a 16, which means it's changed to a 21. It's going to be an error again on Freeman, the first baseman, number 4 committed by the Senators, and they're behind in just about everything. So 4 errors by the Senators compared to 1 by the Athletics. Rube Oldring up now, and I'm looking, and I notice that the Athletics have left 9 men on base, so it could be worse. Rube rolls a 25 for a 9. That's a single for an infield hit, and the runner moves to second, and that'll bring up Harry Davis. Cates is the batter due up next inning, so we're going to take him out then, unless he gets nailed this inning. Here's Harry Davis. He rolls a 55 for an 8, and that's a single over short that will score 1, and the other runner, Oldring, stays at second. I think this is going to do it, so let's see if we have somebody we can put in the outfield. We're going to do one of these non-realistic changes, and it's going to be Pickering, who's going to come in center field. All right, let's try this again. Maybe we have to take this guy out first. Where are you, Cyrus? Tell me what to do. So we want to take out the pitcher, Bert Keeley. See, I hate this. I think you have to do this. I think you have to change the position first. And then we're going to change the pitcher. You see, it's dumb. It's dumb that you have the option to change the pitcher or change the player. That's where the problem lies. And then we can go over here and change this player in the field. And who was it? Yeah, we did one Pickering, who's going to be over in center field. So we select Pickering. This option, by the way, if NP3 wants to become a major game, I always say this, you'll notice in like the late innings of these games that no one's watching anyway. But you never know. Videos could be watched. It could be like 5 years from now and you go back and watch this, who knows? But if NP3 wants to ever become a game that appeals to the mass market, they need to change the way the players are substituted for, because this is ridiculous. This is the worst system I've seen out of all the games that I've played. This is not a good system. Topsy Hartzell here, top of the 8th inning, runners on the first and second against Bert Keeley, the new pitcher, and Pickering's in center field now for the Senators. Hartzell rolls a 31 for a 14 and will walk, and that loads the bases here for Simon Nichols. Nichols is 2 for 4 today, 3 runs batted in, 2 stolen bases. 210s is average in the season, but boy, he's played well today. And he rolls a 51 for a 9. It's a fly ball left field, and it'll be caught by Gainley, and that'll score the runner. There's 1 away, 9-0 the score. Here's Schreckengost, who's 0 for 4 today. You kind of wonder what his problem is. Everybody else is in on the action. Aussie rolls a 24 for a 13 and strikes out. This is 3rd time striking out today. 2 gone. Here's Jimmy Collins. So Jimmy Collins now up there, not hitting very well, trying to get it turned around. And his roll, 12 for 24. There is a little E roll. It's situations like this where you kind of hate the little E. And the roll, as you can see, there's a 44, and so that'll be a ground ball second base. It's Delahanty flips over to McBride, and that does it. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Ollie Pickering, the first batter here for the Senators, down 9-0. Pickering rolls a 41 for a 28, ground ball shortstop. Nichols throws the first one away. Jim Delahanty now rolls a 56 for a 14 and takes his base on the walk. That'll bring up Bill Shipka. Runner on at first. Rolls a 14 for a 43, fly ball left field. That will be Hartzell for the out. 2 away. Here's Otis Clymer. Oh, Otis rolls an 11 for a 0, and his next roll is a 66 for a 1. Now, this might be changed to a double. We'll see. And it is. 26 is within the range. That'll be a double there for Clymer, but that will score the run, and Vickers has finally given up a run. Here's now John Warner, bottom of the 8th inning, 9-1 Senators, and the comeback starting, isn't it? And look at this. Warner rolls a 45 for a 14, and that's a walk given up by Rube Vickers. He's walked 3, struck out 4 today, and here's George McBride. McBride rolls a 64 for a 13 and strikes out, so Vickers playing a little dance, walks 1 and then strikes out the next man, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. 9-1 still the score in favor of Philadelphia. Here is Rube. Rolls a 44 for an 8. How about that? It's a single to left center for Rube Vickers, and that'll bring up Eddie Collins. Collins again today, 4 for 5 today, 2 doubles, a triple, and a single. He's only a home run short of the cycle. Was picked off once and then also had a ground ball over to short. He has 9 RBIs, has a chance perhaps for another one. And his roll is a 35 for a 9. That's a ground ball left side. Shipka has it, throws to first for the out. Vickers moves to second, 1 away. Here's Danny Murphy. Murphy rolls a 46 for a 29. That's a ground ball. First baseman Freeman has it, flips over to Keeley for the out of the bag, and Vickers moves to third. 2 gone. Here's Rube Oldring. Rube rolls a 43 for a 29. That's a ground ball to Pickering, the pitcher. Or, I'm sorry, to Keeley. The pitcher throws to first, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The ground ball to Pickering. He's in center field, so if you hit a ground ball over there, it's not an out at first. I'll tell you that. Jerry Freeman leads this off here for the Senators. Freeman's roll 42 for a 13. That's a strikeout number 6 for Vickers. 1 away. Bob Gainley now. And Bob's roll is going to be an 11 for a 0, of course. His next roll is a 25 for a 2. There's another triple given up by Vickers. Only 6 hits for the Senators. I feel like 2 of these have been either doubles or triples at least. I'll bring up, of course, the pitcher, Bert Keeley. I think we take him out here, actually. So I'm sort of thinking on the fly. Some people have commented on this, and I will say this. It is harder to think and do the right thing while you're broadcasting as you're trying to talk while you try to play. Gabby Street is the pinch hitter. He rolls a 31 for a 14, and Vickers loses him on the walk, and that'll bring up Ollie Pickering. Of course, that sets up the double play. So here's Pickering hitting 250 this season, only 12 plate appearances. He rolls a 45 for a 14. It's another walk by Vickers, and that loads the bases, but force play at any base. It's a 9-1 game. Jim Delahanty now. He'll roll a 12 for a 24. There is a little E roll. It's a 15. This is going to be booted. So this is booted by the third baseman, Collins, and that allows 2 runs to score. Pickering moves to third, and Delahanty's on at first. It's a 9-2 ball game. I'm sorry. This was an error, and only 1 runner scored because that ball, since there was a S on second base, it was Hartzell who followed up on that ball and made the throw over to the catcher to throw out the trailing runner. So it's only 9-2, only 1 run scored, and there's 2 away here for Bill Shipka, still bottom of the 9th inning. And Shipka rolls a 15 for an 11. That's a single to left that'll score 1. Delahanty moves to second. It's 9-3. Otis Clymer now, and Vickers, of course, reeling, but he'll stay in there. Clymer rolls a 65 for a 35. That's a foul out, and it's going to be a foul ball. Struck and goes to the catcher, catches that for the out, and that a long outlast is the end. So a little bit of a longer game than you normally expect for NP3. The Athletics win this one 9-3. They will advance to 15-10, and they will be in a tie for first place with the Boston Red Sox. Still, surprising teams in first place. So early here in the 1908 season. This is shaping up to be a real classic, at least in the American League. I don't know about that National League, but we'll see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.